Alright, second video. So it's been a week or so since my last video, but basically this video we are going to remove our grass deflector, front roller and front roller cradle. We'll also remove the PTO shaft and possibly some gears and chains on the side here. So bear with me, it's pretty simple. There's really not too much to it, just undo nuts and bolts. You'll see it comes apart quite easily. So here we go, grass deflector. Okay, grass deflector's out. It's always the easy things that you think is going to be easy and then they never are. Normally that just slides straight out. But grass deflector is in actually incredibly good condition. There's a little bit of surface rust down here, but there's no actual holes in the deflector, which is great. So that will be getting reused. That should all clean up quite nicely with sandblasting. That will remove all the dirt and grime and dry grass there. So pop that aside. The grub screws that hold the deflector in place with the brackets. So these brackets sit underneath the rail up here, or the deck, and they hold the grass deflector in place. So I'll keep them, there's nothing wrong with them. I may end up buying new grub screws. Now that's simply just a cosmetic thing. There's quite a different appeal to a nice shiny brass one, or anodized black or something like that. Not sure on the colour scheme here yet, so pop them aside anyway. Okay, so last video I didn't actually say this, but I think I will mention it now because it gets me every single time. I forget to do it and then it's a total pain in the butt to do this. But first thing you should always do when starting to strip your mower is crack your nuts. So basically what I mean by that is these nuts here, just crack them so they're loose. But if you do this while the motor and everything's still attached, it provides enough resistance to be able to crack them quite easily. Now I've taken the motor off, everything is moving. There's no resistance at all to crack these. So luckily for me, these are finger tight. I can do them with my fingers. So get away with it this time, but I can't tell you how many times in the past that I have forgotten to crack my nuts and then it becomes an issue. And yeah, so take my advice, crack your nuts first. Anyway, chains off. So we've got 3 links here, so we'll take them off. Chains should just fall off. Once we've done that, we will remove this gear, and that will probably be it for now. Simply these gears are attached to the rear roller, so we'll do them in a separate video. Okay, cool. Okay, so chains are off. That's quite simple. You've just got to break the link. So one of the links is actually a joining link. If you just grab some long nose pliers, you should be able to get that off quite easy. Once you've got them off, you're going to need a specialty tool. So this tool is called a gear puller. It is designed to latch on the sides of these, and then you screw down a nut which applies pressure to the center of the shaft. And as that happens, what that does is pulls the whole gear off the shaft. So I'll grab the gear puller, we'll do that to the reel and the PTO shaft up here. I did just remove the nut off there if you didn't see. And once we've done that, the PTO shaft should be able to be removed, and the reel, but the reel will be in a future video. So let's get on with that. So I've come to realise that everything on this mower is just loose and comes apart so simple. This is probably the first mower I've actually ever experienced that. So normally these are incredibly difficult. You need to apply lubricant, etc. But I could do that with my fingers. So don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's making it quite easy to tear down. So. Okay, again, very loose. Nonetheless, gears are off. So we've got our rear gear off, and we've got our PTO shaft gear off now. Now both of these gears appear to be in quite good condition. If they're not, you can tell by the points on each sprocket. So if those points are really thin and sharp and pointy, it's time to replace. Basically that happens if you engage your reel at high revs. It makes an almighty clunk. What that's actually doing is wearing away those little teeth. So it's crucial to have those teeth. Without it, the gear won't spin. So you don't want to damage them or lose them. Wear them off completely. So we'll pop them aside. Oops. We'll pop them aside. They look in good condition. All right. So I'll take the PTO shaft off now. That's going to be easy. There's actually just 2 bolts holding that on there, and that'll come straight off. Okay, so PTO shaft, simple. We will just undo these 2 bolts, nuts and bolts up here. The whole shaft should come off. Then I did just notice off camera that I can actually pull the PTO shaft. So I could actually leave that on there, remove the woodruff key from the PTO shaft and pull that out completely. That shaft is going through a bearing, and normally you have to press that bearing onto the shaft. However, this mower is doom, and it's obviously had a hard life, and I could pull that out quite easily. So nonetheless, I'm going to take the whole bearing holder and shaft out in one go. So. Okay, PTO shaft's out. Now this thing is totally cactus. It's not even actually straight anymore. So this will all be going in the bin, but for the purpose of seeing this, so we have a woodruff key. So if we were to pop that out, that's where our clutch would sit normally. So if we would pop that PTO, I don't know what you call that, sort of like a clutch woodruff key, I suppose. If we pull that out, the thrust pad would slide right off. In this case, I'm not even going to bother. The other end, so we also have another woodruff key up here. If I was to pop that off, I'd be able to slide this whole bearing off. Sometimes you do need to sort of sit that on a bench or something, tap the end of it to get it out of the bearing. In this case, I won't even bother. The whole thing is cactus, so it'll be going in the bin. Okay, so I've actually thought about this, and I actually think that this bearing holder may actually be good still. It's the inner part of the bearing that's sliding on the shaft, so that tells me that the outer part of the bearing is still sitting snug in the bearing housing, which is what you want. So I might just remove that from the shaft and pop that aside. I may end up buying a new one, I'm undecided. But to do that, so this is a self-aligning bearing in here. Now this comes on the 17-inch solids. I don't believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't believe the twin rail models have a self-aligning bearing. Anyway, so to get that off, I'm just going to take this Woodruff key off, slide that off the shaft and press the bearing out. So quick and simple. Never quick and simple. Okay, it's not going to come off easy, so I'm going to worry about that another day. Basically, I'm going to have to heat the shaft up to release the Woodruff key. Once that gets out, it will be pretty simple. So, carry on. Alright, so we'll do the front roller and the front roller cradle. So the cradle is also attached to our height adjuster, so that'll come off. And I'll also remove this edge bracket just to make it a bit simpler. So, okay, so my camera actually just overheated there, so you won't see the end of what I've just done, unfortunately. However, that seems to be happening more and more, so I don't know, I might be up for a new camera soon. If anyone has any suggestions of what camera I should be looking at, please comment below. I would be really interested to know. Anyway, back onto this. So what we've done here, we've removed our height adjuster. Now this height adjuster is an aluminium height adjuster. This is not correct for a 17-inch solid. Normally they would have been, well, they would have came out with a solid brass one. So somewhere along the line that has been replaced. It is in excellent condition still. It's just not the original. So to get that off, underneath the height adjuster here, you've got a circlip, you've got a washer and a spring. So basically, if you were to remove that circlip, the washer will drop down as well as the spring, like so. And then you could just unscrew the height adjuster straight off the height adjuster L bracket, like so. So it does come apart quite easily. If you are going to keep that, now there's every chance you will, because they don't always fail. Just make sure not to lose the circlip. They are a little bit difficult to come by, so if you do lose it, good luck finding one, I suppose. Actually, I think you can buy them online or on eBay, or maybe even Moparts Oz have one. I'm not sure. I will actually keep all this. I may end up replacing the height adjuster knob. Not sure. This build's turning into a bit of a money pit because there's a lot wrong, but we'll see. I'll pop that aside and save it anyway. The front roller bracket is still in the mower. Reason for that is I need to spray the sides apart to get that out. I'm not even going to try that until I remove the reel and start loosening some bolts. Basically, if I do, I may either break something or bend something, which I don't want to do. Man, camera died again. Seriously, if anyone has any camera options or suggestions, please comment them below. Basically, front roller. So front roller and front roller shaft have been removed. Basically, that just slides in there and through the front roller cradle. Every single restoration that I do, I replace the front roller. I think it is the most important thing that you could ever change if you're going to do anything. Replace your front roller. The old ones generally wear the shaft here, and once you've got a worn shaft here and here, you will never get an even cut. New rollers these days, you can buy them with bearings in the ends, so the shaft goes through a bearing. Now that instantly eliminates any wear on the shaft and any bounce in that front roller. So I really do think the best thing you could ever do if you change anything on your mower is put a brand new front roller on, one with bearings in it. So this will go in the bin. Actually, I might keep that, maybe a budget build or something, because that shaft's really good. Anyway, that'll do it for this video. So please, if anyone has camera suggestions, please comment below. Oh, I'm so keen on a new camera. And please like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.